likes me. Nobody likes me. But that's okay, cause I don't like y'all anyway. Man, I don't like y'all anyway.
We need to pay attention to all this stuff. And don't muddy the waters. Don't let your mind get sidetracked. Because you need to remember that when, it's going to be time to vote again soon. But it's going to be local elections, all this stuff, everything, all these elections. You have to remember that the Republicans would rather collude with Russians than collude with Americans.
Them Staten Island niggas still puffing them dust blunt.
Donald Trump is a white supremacist who enables white supremacists. No lie. I mean, that's accurate. It's an accurate assessment of the situation.
Them Staten Island niggas still puffing them dust blunt.
Dragnets. How do they work? Just say no. Yeah. Here's the problem with just saying no. You can go about your life trying not to do drugs, but you turn on the news and you see Wigmaster over there talking about public health emergencies. That's why drugs are hard to stop. Because of people like that. Big week. It's always a big week. Can't we please have an uneventful week? That's all I want. All I want is one.
Them Staten Island niggas still puffing them dust blunt.
Oh, Jay, why are you wearing that resist shirt? What are you resisting? Bunch of isms and trees. Bigotry, misogyny, racism, fascism, and sexism. The people here are the people on the South Shore, in the rich neighborhoods, the richer neighborhoods, not the poor neighborhoods, are brought up on bigotry, hatred, and classification of, societal roles. Hey, yo! What goes on, peeps? Let me tell you about a little something what this is. This is the new project. This is Dyze in your house. Yes, that's me. Same kid, Jay Porks. Let me tell you about what we're doing here. Every week, every Friday, we're going to come to you. We're going to come to you with a timed, short, 20-minute adventure, and we're going to take you through possibly things I missed during the week, things I'm not going to cover on the long-form podcast that comes out every Monday, the Jay Porks podcast. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Fridays, right? We're going to take Fridays. I'm going to come to you here on YouTube, and I'm going to hit you with, we're going to tie up loose ends, we're going to do some things, and we're going to have some fun. Listen, we're going to try some things because, listen, I got more time on my hands. There's too much stuff happening for me to just hit you with it in once a week and wait for that to happen. So what I'm here to do is I'm here to bridge. This is the bridge. This is bridging the gap between the crazy weeks that happen under the fascist regime, and between that and the time that you get the Jay Porks podcast every Monday night. So every Friday I'm coming to you, and I'm coming on YouTube. So don't you dare miss it. Don't you dare miss out. All right. So let's get this clock going. We're gonna start the clock right now, and we're gonna talk about things that happened last week. Last week on the Jay Porks podcast, I was recording the podcast before the indictments broke. Before we knew who was getting indicted. So we now know that Manafort, Gates, indicted on financial crimes. And we got George Papadopoulos. George Papadopoulos has pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI and has been working with the FBI since the summertime. And that's a very interesting thing that we're definitely going to have to explore when we hit the Jay Porks podcast on Monday. But basically, we have a member of the regime who could have possibly been wearing a wire over the past couple of months, and that should most certainly be fun. Paul Manafort, listen, when you launder $18 million in money for a foreign adversary, when you do things like that, and when you're indicted, and one of the crimes you're indicted for is conspiracy against the United States, you have to start thinking about, like, how bad you done messed up, right? I mean, you really need to start. That needs to be something that you need to explore for yourself. Because if you're charged with conspiracy against the United States, and yet you work for a campaign, you work for a presidential campaign, you can't tell me that these two things did not relate to one another, okay? You just can't tell me that. So, again, we're going to get into it. We'll get into it on the Jay Porks podcast on Monday. All the indictments, all the Russia drama that is happening, we will get into it in long form, in a longer form. But really, in all seriousness, there's something that I've been wanting to tackle for a couple of weeks on the Jay Porks podcast. But you know what? Things always happen that are bigger, and it's not worth my time. So that's why I'm glad I have one of these. So every day we have a White House press briefing, right? And like every day we have Sarah Huckabee Sanders get up there and just spread propaganda and lies to the American people. And I'm really, really fed up with it. I mean, last night I found a video of Charlemagne the God. He is a radio personality here in New York City on Power 105. They have this Donkey of the Day thing, so he was giving it out, and he said, and he played a clip of Sarah Huckabee Sanders naming past presidents. And she said, like, Washington, Jefferson, JFK, Roosevelt, Kennedy. Like, she named Kennedy twice. Like, unknowingly. Who knows if she knew or not. She's probably just that stupid. But we got JFK and Kennedy. She named the same. So, I mean, to go out there, I mean, listen. Like, that's kind of like why people feel bad for Sean Spicer. Because Sean Spicer went out there and he, like, ruined his life over this. And now he's being investigated and he's got a lawyer up and he's getting called by the Mueller team along with Rights Priebus. They're all getting called. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, to my knowledge, has not been called yet. But you know what I read a lot from conservatives? Conservatives try to tell me, not me, but they try to tell you like, oh, why should our young daughters aspire to be these Hollywood actresses who are, you know, dress questionably and make questionable music and questionable decisions, when people should be like, they should drive to be like Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I feel like her name, I feel like Huckabee is only there so you feel like friendly, like, Huckabee. Like, I feel like Sarah Huckabee Sanders, just because she looks like your aunt who's gonna bake you a pie, doesn't mean that she's not an evil person. Just because she has that little Southern belle in her voice, you know, I've got 2 kids, and I've got 3 pies on the windowsill, and my husband rides his tractor around the yard to cut the grass, and I just want to stay home and be a domestic engineer. That's all I want to be. People like JFK and John F. Kennedy. Like, just because she's twangy doesn't mean she's not dangerous. You know? I mean, listen, and she's good at her job. Like, her job is to go out there and lie to people, and that's what she does. But anybody, any news organization that is showing video of the White House press briefing should just, you know, might as well air propaganda ads that were brought in from Russia, because that's all it is. All it is propaganda. It's propaganda. It's RT America. You see that on Chris Hayes the other day? He had a thing, RT America, because RT is the Russian propaganda news site, news channel. So there's that. RT America. So the collusion is real. Collusion is real. Sarah Huckabee Sanders' fake tone is something that is getting on my nerves constantly. Like, because, and listen, I am so feminist, right? And I'm all about, like, all of that. But the only reason that she is there is so people can say, oh, well, they say Trump hates women, but look, he hired her. Yeah, that's because she bakes him pies. She bakes him pies and puts them on the windowsill. Are you joking me? Huckabee. Doot. I mean, I don't, you know, listen. It is what it is. The huck stops here. I think it should. She said she never has intention of running for office. Who are they letting in these press briefings that they're asking these questions? Oh, I know. People like InfoWars and Breitbart and Fox News. Man. Crazy. Another thing that's coming out of, like, the indictments is Fox News thinks that Hillary Clinton is the president of the United States. True story. That is a true story. I heard Corey Landowski on Fox News talking about, why are we talking about Russia when we should be talking about the atrocities committed by the Clinton administration? Atrocities committed by the Clinton administration. The Clinton administration, that does not exist. Because it never happened. Because people are sexist and racist. And they think that electing a woman, she would have her period all over the country. But I heard through the grapevine that me and you, we can get uranium like that. I hear that there's a Uranium One dealership at every mall of America. At every mall in America, including the Mall of America, where there might be two. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard that Hillary, Loretta Lynch, Bill Clinton, they got on a plane with Robert Mueller, and Monica Lewinsky was there, and she stuffed a bunch of uranium in her vagina, and they went and they brought it to Russia for like $6 billion. That's what I heard. That's according to Fox News. That's something similar to what is actually the story that they're peddling for you. I'll break it down like Joy Reid told me. And by me, I mean the television that I was watching. There's 9 people on that board. There's a board of people that, first of all, it's uranium for nuclear power, not for nuclear weapons. Okay? Second of all, the uranium is mined in Canada. Third of all, it's against the law to transport that uranium. Fourth of all, the 9 people on that board voted unanimously to move whatever uranium was getting moved to wherever it was getting moved. And they're trying to say that Hillary had somebody donating to her campaign on that board. And while that might be cool, he actually resigned from that board before he donated to the Clinton campaign. Also, let me say that if she had 1 out of 9 on the board, that still means she would have to strong-arm 8 other people in order to get a uranium deal done. The uranium deal that never happened, that doesn't exist, that whatever actually did happen was completely legal and above board. Now, I'm not this passionate Hillary Clinton defender. But people want her to go away, and then they want to keep talking about her. You have to understand, you have to make a decision which one it's going to be. Is it going to be she's going to go away? Like, I saw Hillary on Trevor Noah. Oh, man. You remember when everyone said, why did Trevor Noah get this job? Trevor Noah's never going anywhere. Trevor Noah's been doing the Lord's work for more than a year. And you know who he had on? Hillary damn Clinton. That's who he had on. Trevor Noah had Hillary Clinton on his Comedy Central pretend news show, okay? That's how big he is now. So Hillary Clinton was on there, and he was like, why don't you go away? Straight up! Shouts to him. He was like, people want you to go away. What's up with that? And she was like, well, the thing is, there's young politicians that we need to get elected, right? And the young politicians that no one's heard of because they're young, they're not going to be able to get on your show, but I am going to get on your show. I like it. So you know what? If Hillary Clinton is going to be like beacon to young Democrats that I'm interested in, not Hillary Clinton Democrats, not the Andrew Cuomo Democrats, please, people, pay attention to Andrew Cuomo. He is a fake Democrat, and he is going to try to be on the ticket in 2020, and he will kill all hopes of recreational marijuana. And that is something that can't happen. It can't happen and it won't happen. So we need people like Hillary and Bernie Sanders to get their people together so we can worry about this 2020. We need not a leader, not a person, but a platform. I don't want to know who the person is that's running. That should not matter to me. We don't need a candidate on each side because Congress makes all the decisions. All you need is a piece of paper with the policies. And that's all you need to do. And we will vote on that. Election day, Tuesday, in a lot of places. New York City, we got the mayor going on. In New Jersey, we got the gubernatorial election. You guys have to vote Murphy. You guys have to vote Murphy. Because the only accomplishment, because the one running against Murphy is like Chris Christie's deputy assistant or whatever. And the only accomplishment the Chris Christie administration was able to do was they accomplished clogging up a bridge. Facts. So local elections, you gotta go vote on Tuesday. I'm gonna be late to work, but I don't care. Think I care? De Blas all day. So listen, we have the Democratic, like the people who are not Republicans. We got a crisis going on. We do have some problems. I mean, listen, we might not be in as bad of shape as the Republican Party, but that doesn't put us in good shape. So what we need these two factions of the Democratic Party. We need Bernie Sanders, the Bernie-crats, the Bernie bros, and we need the I'm with hers. And we need them to combine forces and understand that we are all behind the same thing. We're all looking for the same thing, and that is the opposite of what Republicans are looking to do. Okay? News came out this week that, like, Donna Brazile said that the DNC rigged the election for Hillary, rigged their primary system for Hillary. I mean, it's cool that she said that, but she's the one that fed Hillary Clinton the debate question. So, I mean, it's a little revisionist history on her part, and people say she was brave for standing up and saying that. I don't think it's brave at all. I think it's actually only going to fracture more things. Can we get Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton in a room, please? Can we please do that and have them hash it out? Talk about it. Please. Here's what we want. We want health care for everybody. We want immigrants, women, and people of color, and people that are different in general. People that are not straight white American males. We need those people to stop being marginalized, criticized. We need those people to stop being criminalized. Okay? So that's healthcare. That's treating people right. We need better alternatives to painkillers. And by better alternatives, I mean we need recreational marijuana to be a thing that happens all over the country. And we need to use the money generated by the tax dollars that come off that recreational marijuana to fund all these things that Republicans want to defund. It's not about finding a good job these days, people. It's about making a new job these days. Listen, it's that existential crisis between, oh man, a robot has took my job, or, oh yes, a robot has taken my job. Which one are you? Whose side are you on? There's not a lot of time left. This is a call to action. I'm here every Friday. I'm going to be here every Friday on my YouTube channel. And I need you guys to come rock with me. And if you guys want to get in, if you guys want me to talk about something, if you guys have any questions and you want to get them in, you want to participate in Dyze in your house, that's me, Jay Dyze in house, and I'm Dyze in your house. That's what it is. If you want to get in, you tweet at me, at JayPorks. That's at JayPorks. You tweet at me at JayPorks. Hit me on Facebook, JayPorks Podcast, whatever. And remember, you keep it locked. Keep it locked every Monday, jporks.com. You are going to get the J Porks podcast. That's a full, almost an hour a week of me in long form complaining about raging against the machine. I am J Porks. Dyze in your house.